Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Leon Sylvester here, and today we're going to be talking about 6 ways that you can improve your life after stopping drinking. For regular viewers of the channel, you know that I always say that the first step of stopping drinking is using first principles thinking. It's building that paradigm, it's seeing alcohol for what it is. But then I always say that once you've done that, you should go towards a better quality of life. You should get busy living, get busy moving forward. So that's what I want to touch on. I want to touch on some ideas and some ways that you can actually focus on the new stuff in your life. And if you do want my help stopping drinking, if you want to join the Sober Clear program where we work with business owners and professionals, helping them get 100% control of drinking without AA, willpower, rehabs, any of that stuff, make sure to click the link in the description to watch a short video that explains the method and how we work with people, and then you'll be able to book a short call to see if this program is a good idea for you. But for now, let's jump into the video. So the first way that you can improve your life after getting sober is working with a coach. Business owners have coaches. Athletes have coaches. People that are performing at a high level, a lot of the time, work with coaches. And what a coach does is a coach keeps you accountable, a coach challenges you, and a coach helps you, give you those pushes and helps you stay on the right path. And this is one of the best ways that you can improve your life after stopping drinking. So I work with a coach. I'm in a coaching program. I have a weekly call with a coach, and that coach challenges me. They push me, they hold me accountable, and they really help me just stretch and live on the knife's edge. And it's one of the best things you can do when stopping drinking. For such a long time, I always felt like I could do everything alone. I was okay to do things alone, and what really happened is that my ego stopped me from getting help. And it really stopped me from pushing myself outside of my comfort zone and just saying, do you know what? I need help. I need a push in the right direction. You know, I can do things alone quite well, but quite well is not really good enough. And a coach can really just give you that push. Now, obviously, coaching makes up a part of the Sober Clear program. We use first principles thinking, and then we have coaching where we push people towards that better quality of life. But some of you guys may not wish to join the Sober Clear program. You might want to work with a coach that you know locally. For you, it might mean getting a coach in the gym and a personal trainer and somebody to push you in that direction. For others, it might mean that you've got a mentor and that mentor pushes you in the right direction and keeps you on the right track. But like I said, coaching is one of the most powerful things that you can do to hold you accountable towards moving towards a better quality of life. It's changed my life. It's changed the people that I've seen in the Sober Clear program, and also a lot of the friends that I've got also work with coaches, and I've seen the kind of results that they get as well. So that's the first thing. The next thing is making a big priority out of your health and fitness. Now, if you're recently sober, it's very likely that, hey, this might not be the case, but you've been putting a poison in your body. And your health, there's no chance that your health is at 100% if you've been drinking alcohol. Even if you've still got good habits. You might be fasting, you might be training, you might have good nutritional practices, but you're still consuming a poison that does nothing for you, not a single thing for you. There's not a single benefit to consuming this poison. And if you've been putting that in your body, your health is not at 100%. It might be at 90% right now, it might be at 50%, it might be at 10%, you might be in a pretty bad place. I've been in places before when I've been drinking a lot that my health was really, really bad. Like I've thrown up blood before on a MacBook, I've destroyed a computer before. There've been blackout episodes, there've been where I just wasn't eating properly, losing weight, putting on weight. My health has taken some big hits before. And one of the first things that I did when stopping drinking was I made it a priority to get my health back. I made it a priority to work out. I made it a priority to get my nutrition back on point. I made it a priority to start intermittent fasting and doing these kind of good practices because that's what I needed for a foundation. I needed to build everything on a good foundation of health and fitness because when I'm fit and healthy, I feel completely different. I've got better energy, I think better, I feel more confident, I feel more, I've got better self-esteem. And this is one of the best things that you can do at the beginning of your journey. It's making health and fitness a priority. And like I said on the first point of getting a coach, working with a personal trainer for a lot of people is a great idea. I work with a personal trainer. When I'm back in Chiang Mai, I have a CrossFit personal trainer that helps me with certain techniques and really just gives me that extra support, that extra bit of accountability. And for some of you guys, a personal trainer is going to be a great investment. Some of the people in the Sober Clear program also work with personal trainers. But it's really making that a big priority, a big focus. And then once you've kind of got your health and your fitness, you've got momentum in this area, is then moving on to other things. That approach worked for me, and it might not be for everybody. Other people might have other areas that they want to focus on first. It might be about focusing on a relationship first. It might be about focusing on your spirituality first, and your connection with God first. But for me, the big foundation was health and fitness. So the third thing that you can do is actually define a new dream. Is to define what it is that you want to do next. And there's a famous quote that says, without a vision, the people perish, but without courage, dreams die. So it really starts with the vision. It really starts with defining a vision, defining something to go towards. And this is a difficult process. This is a hard thing that takes a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And defining a dream is one of the best things that you can do because you start to create a vision of what you're going towards. And for some of you guys, that may mean the best relationship ever. It might mean the best health ever. It might mean that you want to make a certain amount of money in your career or your business, or you want to get a certain amount of investments. And creating the vision of what you want to go towards is one of the most enjoyable things that you can do, but it also makes everything a little bit more motivating. When you know that you're stopping drinking because you're moving towards this big, grandiose idea, that can really help you just stay on track. When I first stopped drinking, I created a vision, right? I created this vision of being able to work on the internet, being able to make videos, being able to help people, start my own business, move to Asia, move online, work online, all this stuff. I had this vision of what I wanted when I stopped drinking, and I'd always had this vision, right? There was always seeds there. There was always seeds that had been planted, but alcohol always stopped me from this vision. But then when I stopped, I made it a priority to really define it, get it on paper, write it out, and then just move towards it, right? Just put one step in front of the other, just go towards what I really wanted. And it just changed everything, because most stop drinking programs out there, most things that I've seen, you just stop drinking and then that's it. Like, that's the end of it. You just stop drinking and sit around and don't really make any personal changes. But when you've got this vision, when you've got something that you really want to go towards, that can just completely change everything. So that's the next thing. So defining a dream. The fourth thing that I want to touch on are focusing on relationships and influence. Now, there are a few really, really good books that you can buy when it comes to being better at building relationships, being better at becoming influential. One of them is called How to Win Friends and Influence People, and the other one is a book by Robert Cialdini called Influence. And I don't know about you guys, but when I drank alcohol, relationships and building good friendships, they weren't really a priority. A lot of my friendships revolved around drinking. It revolved around meeting with people and having alcohol, and I wasn't too bothered about like building a really deep connection with somebody, providing a lot of value in the friendship. I was more bothered about, well, is this person going to drink as much as me? Is he going to drink as fast as me? Is he going to if I buy a drink for him, is he going to buy me one back? That was kind of the priority of hanging out with that person. It's like, how much are we going to drink together? And it's kind of sad, right? And making your relationships a priority after stopping drinking can just be fantastic, because what you're doing is you are making yourself somebody of value again. You are genuinely trying to build a relationship with somebody and trying to become somebody of value. And that's like a big focus of mine in relationships that I'm trying to build today. I'm trying to become somebody of value. I'm trying to become somebody that's positive, that's setting a good example, that's healthy, that's a good friend, somebody that people can rely on. That's who I want to be, and alcohol stopped me from doing that. So making relationships a priority, really sitting down and just creating more space, creating more time for relationships. It's what makes life fun. It's what makes life interesting. Having great relationships with people, it's a beautiful thing. Now, I know when I've worked with people in the Sober Clear program before, one guy wanted to make a big focus of his relationships with his family. So what he did is he got in touch with all of his family and he just organized a weekly Zoom meeting with his brothers, and they all got in together and they had this conversation, and he was just creating more space to really step up in his relationships. And like I said, those two books, How to Win Friends and Influence People and Influence by Robert Cialdini, these books are amazing. Like, you should 100% read these books. These books are just incredible. If you've already read these books, do let me know in the comments below. Love to hear if you've got any other books that you like about relationships, about influence and so on. But it's really making relationships a priority. This is a great area to focus on. It might be the relationship with your children. It might be the relationship with your work colleagues or your staff, or it might be the relationship with your friends. It might be the relationship with your spouse, whatever. But it's creating more time for these things. Now, the fifth thing that we want to talk about is productivity and time management. Two other great areas to focus on after stopping drinking, because what you'll typically find when you remove alcohol is that energy goes up, clarity goes up, and you've just got a lot more time. Because when you drink, it's not just about the time that you spend drinking, right? It's not just about that 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. block or whatever it is for you. It's not just about that. It's about the time that you lose after stopping drinking. It's the hangovers in the morning where you're not feeling good until 1 p.m. Then you start to feel all right, and then the day kind of starts, and then before you know it, you're back picking up drinks again or going to the bar or whatever. When you don't do that, you have just got so much more time and you've got so much more energy to be productive. So really spending time focusing on productivity, focusing on managing your time better, planning your days, this will pay dividends. And when people join the Sober Clear program, we send them this book, the First Principles book, to help them reframe the way that they view alcohol. But then we also send them a productivity planner, because time spent planning and writing out your day and really seeing what you want to accomplish with the day just changes everything, because it means that you can accomplish so much more with your time. And that's what really leads to a ton of satisfaction. At the end of the day, when you can kind of look at this list where you're like, I've done this, 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 you just feel satisfied. So rather than getting to the end of the day and thinking of alcohol as like a reward or something like that, the reward comes from really seeing that you've accomplished with what you really wanted to accomplish with the day. That's more about long-term gratification instead of this short-term hit. But anyway, spending time, planning your days, managing your time better, this is a great place to focus on after stopping drinking. Now, the final thing that I want to touch on are spiritual practices. Now, for some of you guys, that is going to mean that you spend more time connecting with God, or whatever your definition of God is. That might mean that you spend more time in prayer. It might mean that you end up spending more time going to church. And for others, you've just got no interest in that. For some of you guys, it might mean that you just spend more time meditating. You spend more time being mindful. You might read a few spirituality books. I mean, there's another amazing book called A New Earth from Eckhart Tolle. Again, like, this book is just such a game changer. And for you, that might be your spiritual practice. It might mean reading a little bit more. It might mean meditating a bit more. But it's such a great area to focus on when stopping drinking, because being able to connect with spirit and feel in the moment just ends up creating a lot more. You end up creating a lot more gratitude, a lot less stress, a lot less anxiety, a lot less depression. And guys, don't forget, if you do want my help stopping drinking, then do make sure to click the link in the description, watch that short video, book the call, and if you click the videos on the screen now, you can learn more about the reframing technique, as well as a video about anxiety and stopping drinking. Thanks a lot.